Essay 2, the revision. So what is revision? Well, there's two things that I want to cover. There's one thing, and it is, we all understand if I made a mark about your grammar, or if I made a mark about sentence structure or the clarity of something that you wrote, okay, yeah, maybe I'll fix the things that the teacher marked. That would be more of editing rather than revision. Revision, as the word would imply, is to revision, to re-examine and look at it anew, to try to really make major changes in the efforts of making your essay more effective. Remember, an effective essay is one that reaches its audience. An effective essay is only effective because if you don't reach your audience, then what's the point? Why did you even write the thing if it's not to convey information to that specific audience? So I want you to really think about, okay, I've written this essay, and of course I don't want to have to rewrite the whole thing. Some of you may have to. A lot of times, and that's not the end of the world, a lot of times I'll say, okay, rewrite the entire thing. But most people are going to have, I'll make some marks. You might have got an A. And you're like, well, I got an A. What am I supposed to do? It's already perfect. Just because you got an A on essay 1 does not mean that there is no way to make a better essay ever in the history of essays. Okay, it means, okay, on your first essay with research, I gave you an A because you did a good job. You gave me A quality for your first essay. If you were to hand that same essay in to me at the end of the semester, most likely it would not be an A because I'm expecting you to learn and to grow. So the point that I'm trying to make is that what we're trying to do is to look at our own writing and to revise it, have a revision, have another look at it and try to make it clearer and more effective in reaching the audience that we're writing to. Maybe you had, and this is another instance where you want to look at my marks, but also the rubric. If you take a look at the rubric, you're going to see some places where you're a little weaker than others, and that's awesome because that means at the very beginning of this class, you're able to look and say, this is a weakness, this is something I need to really work on. This is a strength, this is something I can really use and utilize, and maybe I can try to figure out how to maximize my strengths and then correct my weaknesses as well. This is early in the semester. The revision essay is only worth 10% of your grade. Now, I say only, and that's still a very large portion of your grade. So, but at the same time, let me tell you, the essays that come after this are worth a higher amount of points. And if you take a look at the syllabus, you're gonna see that they're worth a lot more points after this essay. So use this essay to really learn, because the points that count, the points that you're gonna gain now, they count just as much as the points do later. It's just later on, they count for more points. Okay, so think this through, take a look at my marks, think about, okay, how can I really make some changes? I'm looking for major changes. If you had an A paper and you just went back and you changed the grammar, you're probably not going to have an A on essay 2. If you had a C paper and you went back and you rewrote it and you really revised it a lot, most likely you're going to have an A or a B, unless you rewrote it in a terrible way. That was even worse. And remember, what could make it better? Okay, the things that will make it better is if I'm meeting my audience, if I'm reaching my audience, if I'm making things clear, if I'm organizing my ideas well. So keep that in mind as you revise. I want to see some major revision. And so think about that as we go forward. Make sure to do your readings as written on the reading list, and good luck with essay 2.